Okay guys, on to lesson 19. So we've had a little bit of a decent run in terms of PA since yesterday, so to speak. So basically, let's start with the GA. So GA, what happened is the price accelerated. So I'm just going to line this up right here. Okay, so price accelerated, strong 4 hourly, super strong 4 hourly. We had the retest of this area, you guys remember. Then we have the tap 1, tap 2, tap 3. We strive and we have a high volume boost and spike on this candle right here. Guess where it comes into? 1.9050. We quickly roll over. Today we have the bearish engulfing formation. You can even say this is the evening star, 1, 2, and then 3. And then we break back below. So it looks to me, because we have this breakage, that we can pull back and then we can start to maybe swing back into downside territory. That's quite straightforward. That's quite straightforward. Over here, let's have a look what happened. So yesterday we had various areas, okay, which I thought maybe they could be respected. So let's start with the 15-minute breakdown. Now, after I actually, because for me, I've done a few modifications on the chart. I've turned my red areas black. I've been meaning to do that for a while just to keep it clean, and I made them more a little bit more translucent. But for me, yesterday, I didn't really do too much chart work last week because I was away in South Korea and I was still getting to grips with the market. And it normally takes me, you know, a good 8 hours or so if I'm studying early hours of Monday morning to Monday afternoon, just to get a feel with the market again if I haven't been fully with it maybe for a few days before, or, you know, I've took a week out and so on. What I've seen over here though is the high of this session. Okay, so we have this session here. This was more or less, I would say, Friday into overlap Sunday night. Okay, we have the high. So taken the high across, and then Sunday, Asia has made a low. Asia has spiked up to the high and then broke through the high. Here, where I had this small 15-minute zone on, thinking that, okay, we could maybe see a sell-off. What I realized was that we came into maybe by what, 62 into 63, 1 or 2 pips just shy off this high here, which was broken. So more or less the price was forced into that region, okay, and then look what happened. Price momentum came all the way back up and made the high of the Asian session. So we have the Asia lows, Asia highs, then we roll into Monday. So then what I did was I took the highs over here, which was literally, I'm just going to take this little 1, 2, 3, 4, this area of PA from the wick down from this body here, because it is quite a difficult one. I don't want to keep that too thin, even though we could really just align it to these 2 candles and utilize that right there. What happened was spike through, breakage, and then London pushed the price a lot higher. What we then seen was a pullback, okay, sudden volume spike, if you will, 1, 2, a release of funds, because what we did here was spike all the way into 1.9050. The release of funds, we came back down, we respected Asia's high, and then we came back up to make a new high, and this was the London closure high. So that there, we can bring that all the way across. So this was a critical region and a critical zone right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, and then after that, if you can see the session overlap, what happened was the US came and respected London's high and then brought all the way back down to retest the previous London low and also Asia's high. Are you getting the picture now as we speak through many other videos? You're going to get the entirety of the story. Anyway, consolidation. I don't know why that is on 10 p.m. Please excuse me. I'm very, very sorry. That should be there. But throughout the rest of the US, we have 1 test here, 1 test here. And then into Asia, boom, look what happens. We spike all the way through and we breach the previous high. We're utilizing that as support for a while. Whilst doing so, let's look at the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute time frame, we have the rally. Okay, we make the high, we give a false move, a false secondary wave from Asia, and then what happens here? Look at this, London overlap, bang, straight down. We retest once, prior, and then we absolutely melt out of the sky. So what's now here? Look where we are right now. If I just bring that across, we tap right into that area from the start of the week. So we've done this cycle already. 1 push, 2 push, 3 push, 4 pushes, false move, full breakdown. Stops will be here, stops will be here, okay? Taken, more or less. Where can we go now? Remember this from the previous video. Bring this across. GA can potentially go back down there. In terms of entries and stuff like that, I'm leaving some pieces of the puzzle for you guys. Obviously, you know, you have to rack your brains. You have to learn this yourself. You have to use your chart time, intuition to actually spot when is the best time to enter in the market. And it just takes, as I say, it just takes time. I'm not going to use fancy words and all of that kind of stuff in these videos. It just is what it is. And I'm showing you the patterns that we look for. And I'm showing you how the market works and the traps to be aware of. And again, this will completely transform the way you trade and the way you look at the markets. Even if we went into the 5-minute time frame over here, look at this, look at the accuracy. Boom, 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 spike, spike, spike. Rejections, tests, ready to go into the opposite direction. Over here, breakdown, 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 breakdown. And now what we're looking for on this pair in particular, let me just see how gold's performing right now. Gold's going to pull up. This pair in particular, if you look at the 30-minute, we could slide. And the daily right now too, that's not really a good time frame to look at the day. Look at the 4-hour on here. Huge breakdown and then there. So again, taking the bias from the higher time frames, we can see it was stalling here. We can see that price has broken all the way back to the original floor. So if I use that time frame, bear with me. So the key pointer is that using the micro time frame just here and going into the sessions and stuff like that, if you look at the overall time frame, the macro, look what's going on. We come and we test that, which is here on the crosshair, and then boom, we actually break that period, that level. So right there, this is the Asian high, London low, US low, US low, and look how it correlates with our band, the 4-hour liquidity band. So now what we're looking for is this area on the 4-hourly to be tapped into, and we can go from there. So far so good. Again, we have to sometimes wait until Monday, Tuesday for the market to actually make its cycle, and we can track exactly where these cycles are being printed and where the market is being, you know, is heading towards. So sometimes you have to just be a little bit patient. So moving on, I hope you guys understood that. Moving on. Gold. All right, so let's have a look. So gold, previous video yesterday, I stated that, okay, we had this 4-hour wave, we had this sudden push into the lows. Now, if I just go into the indicators for a minute, and I'll pull up the volume. Okay, now guys, check this out. So, dead volume, you can see the dead volume down here, okay, on these candles. 1, 2, and then 3. For such a huge candle, okay, it drove right into 1460 psychological level and even the previous area, okay. Now, look at the volume, it's pretty dead in comparison to what we've seen before. This candle here, this doji candle, there was more volume in that candle than there was in this forceful candle that took the price from 1465 into 1458. What does that tell us? Fake move. And a reflection of that, my bad, is this here. And I'll break all of this down for you in a moment. However, going from there onward, look at the next candle. Boom, the momentum and the volume in this candle, you can see here with the green bar, that is it. You're going to see this time and time again. When you see this and you study with the volume, I'll pull it up on other charts and stuff like that going forward, but you see sudden fast move to the downside, plants itself into a key level, i.e. over here. Then the next bar, a reversal bar, the volume on that second bar is higher than the previous bar. That's a trap. That is a trap, and you can trust these traps to go, okay, cool, I'm going to take the market in the opposite direction. But look at the sheer, utter beauty of what we see right here. Market reverses, boom, and look where it's driven into, where we plotted this level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tests. Spikes to the upside, bearish engulfing. But look at this bearish engulfing formation now. Let's see if we can maybe track this and get to the bottom of where price is going. Okay, we've planted into this area. If I put my crosshair at this bar, look at the volume's low. Look at the volume of this bar. Okay, put my crosshair, it's exactly the same as this. 1, 2. This could be a false move, guys. This could be a false move. Anyway, with that being said, let me now break down what happened in the last 24 hours. Okay, so the highs here, which were formed, I just had to scrub this chart up a little bit. So maybe 1 or 2 markings are slightly different. Sometimes everything's not going to be perfect in the world of trading and analysis, and we have to just check ourselves here and there. Keep level-headed. Had a bit of a wild week last week as well. Anyway, so previous highs, we respected those highs yesterday. Price broke down. So we opened here. This was, okay, getting ready for Asia. Asia brings the price down, slams it. We respect previous session lows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Break those lows. Spike into the low there. Then boom, we have the price momentum bar on the London Open that takes us a lot lower. When the London Open takes us lower, okay, that London move was fake. This was the London move, fake move. On the 4 hour, transcribed, 1, 2, 3. Then what we can clearly see is that from the transcribed false move, from the volume bar, 1, 2, we have one right here as well, we then pick up 3 drives into boom, 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 going into London, through London, and then into the US. Volume on the secondary US bar was a lot larger than the previous, telling us London fake, US real. Now US comes through, and what does US do? Obliterates. Imagine how many people are short. And what people would also do is they would look and see this bar here as being a momentum continuation, and now they're trapped because the volume tells us differently. False move. So price rallies all the way back to the upside, killing out every area of where people have stops. But the interesting thing is that where the high is formed and the high is made, right here. Okay, so that's set 1 high. The secondary high is here. Now this session 1 and 2. Again, sorry, that should be there, my bad. This is now going into Asia, so Asia makes its high. But because I've just moved that now, it's how precise, and again, sorry guys, 12, 2. Okay, so this is US high. Asia comes out, respects US high, brings the price back to the downside. Over here, we tap into it once more, and look what happened. So these are the areas in which we can take trades. Even here, if you click on the mark, looking at this on a 5-minute time frame, look at this. Rally, rejection, boom, rally into the area, and look at this small candle. These are amazing risk reward trades when you spot these into the session highs to session lows. But what's very, very interesting is that we can clearly see that we have the rollover right here, and then what happens is price breaks through the area, and now it's look at the retest here. Where is it respecting? Previous 15th of November US first low, secondary low. So this is probably going to be a nice buy entry, buy order. So we tile this with what we're seeing on the micro, with what we're seeing on the macro, and we're using the volume over here as well. Excuse me, and we can see that there's a potential now. Let's have a look at the 30-minute as well. There's a potential now that we're going to be making a rounded bottom, and we're going to be going back into the highs. Back into the highs. So again, utilizing various time frames. Again, we're always going to be plotting our areas on the 15-minute, looking for the highs and the lows of the sessions. But over here, I'd like to keep 4 hour, looking at the daily, obviously every day. Look at this daily PA, it's a mess. But we can clearly see on the 4 hourly what is actually occurring. GA right now, slipping again. Let's put the volume bar on GA. Oh, I've got to go out the house in a moment. Okay, so volume bar on GA. If we look at this area, look at this candle, sorry. This candle right here, look at the volume on that candle. This is a trap rollover. Look at the volume on this candle in comparison. So we've got bullish, bearish. Bull candle, dead volume. Bearish candle, heavy volume. Reversal. I'm going to be showing you guys this more and more as we get through. It also works on lower time frames, but for now, we're going to just be sticking to the 4 hourly. Dead volume on a boost. The reversal candle, heavy volume. We are going the opposite direction. Please be aware. Please be cautious. So gold right now, this is going to pop up, I believe, and we're going to take out these highs, and it's going to be a beautiful story. We're probably going to run back into 1480 and beyond. But in a situation like so, if we were utilizing, let's say, a 15-minute entry, an example of a risk reward, if we went long, anywhere, it depends. I love it when we can actually enter. Once we see the spike form on the candle, let's say this first black one here, we get into the market, nice tight stop below, and we can just keep that target open. Risk reward, look at that, like 10-15 pips for 90 pip target. So it's all about attention to detail, and that's it, guys. This is how the market works. Sessions, respect sessions. Traps are everywhere, especially if we can utilize the volume tool on the 4 hourly, going for the higher level, as I say, the macro elements of the chart, which I've already pointed out with GA, for instance, this band. I mean, we have the lower bands. That's why I've formulated these videos in a way in which we break down and structure the chart from high to low, and now the fun is very exciting when we go through this and spot the patterns that they are creating, the market makers, and how people are getting screwed over left, right, and center, and it just makes our trading very, very enjoyable. So I hope you enjoyed that video. It was lesson 19.